Blog Talk Radio.
This is Team and we're in WGS, the best running wrestling and gaming radio show ever, only on Blog Talk Radio. And if you don't like anything we say or do, 1, we respect your opinion. 2, fuck you.
Hi, I'm Fenwick Mouse, and you're listening to... Fuck. Hi, this is Fenwick Mouse, and you're listening to WrestleDOWN, the discussion on wrestling now, dick. And I love to sell crack to my homies. So keep listening to WrestleDOWN and get down with WrestleDOWN. And by the way, I love my crack.
GCW presents live 100% chance of pain. July 23rd, the American Legion Hall at 3319 Federal Memorial Drive in Abbeville, Louisiana. For more ticket information, call 337-366-7480.
July the 6th, 2011, and once again, WGS Radio is on the air. Yep, it's the man himself, the Studley Man Ashley, hosting for this first part of the show. I believe Billy is stuck at the laundromat. Probably 2 grannies were hassling him for his t-shirts. I don't know.
Whoa. There's a laundromat?
Yeah.
Doesn't the
Yes, there's a laundromat.
No, doesn't the zookeeper bring you new clothes when the other guy with the big brush comes along to scrub your ass?
Oh! Wow!
Oh, hey, we need a chat room, please. We need a chat room.
Oh my god. I've already lost control. I'm guessing that's Billy on the line, live from the laundromat. On location.
Yes, live on location. It is me, the one and only Double D, only Blue Drums, saying I'm going to hire a hitman to come over there to Tampa, Florida, and take out Rev Jake's player for that little comment.
Funny you say that, because not only is Rev Jake, you've already heard him, but also Hitman is on the line. Hitman, how you doing? Do you want to actually do as your namesake and be a hitman to take out Rev?
No, I could never take out Rev. I just want to know what the fuck I just walked in on. All I hear is Ashley's maniacal talking followed by Rev Jack saying something completely random.
Wow.
Oh.
Maniacal laughing, you mean, Hitman? Maniacal laughing.
Oh, wait, what did I say?
Maniacal talking.
Oh, yeah.
I think
It's a lie!
You're rubbing off on me, Ashley, okay? It's
Fine.
Speaking of ribs, the guy who is the king of the French tickler and the ribbler, Nick Bondage. Nick, how you doing?
Hey. Oh, doing well. And yes, that is an Italian in my hand.
Oh, we're bringing that one out from last week. Brilliant. Also on the line, we've got Andy. Andy, how you doing this week?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Andy, quick question. How's Ghost Cat this week?
Oh, fine. We're not big ghost busting this week. Had a week off. Spending some time with the other half.
I don't know what was funny about that. The man from Rockin' Ways 11294, Mr. Chris Rogers. Chris Master, what you want to call him? He's on the line as well. How you doing, Chris?
Finally, I was able to get the freaking Skype to talk thing working out. I think I know why Billy was laughing. Fenwick the Mouse an electoral exam.
Now, Fenwick the Mouse will finally let you out of your cave, huh?
Fenwick the Mouse is at the laundromat because he's got confused the washing powder with cocaine.
So, Billy?
Actually, my only response to that is...
Yeah.
Billy's laughing because he got a cheese pizza delivered, put it on top of the washing machine, and was sitting on it while it vibrated. That's why
Rev,
Billy...
are you spying on me?
Right.
I think so.
Yes, Billy, yes I am. I'm also calling in from my cell phone. Across the street from the laundromat.
Oh, God, there he is! Ah! that Mickey Mouse T-shirt, Rev.
Okay. Enough. There's been some serious stuff.
What is that horrible noise? I don't like horrible noises.
It's Billy at the laundromat, I think.
Well, hang up on Billy. He's annoying me.
I'm muting Billy for the moment. Billy for the moment, but I'll go back to him when I talk about, you know.
All right.
There isn't a lot to talk about wrestling-wise, but there's been some interesting stories, so we'll probably get one of them out of the way first.
Can we hear a good story from Nick Bondage first?
Oh, if you want. This could be a regular occurrence. Road story from Nick Bondage.
Hi, Nick. Andy and I are here, and we want to hear a road story, don't we, Andy?
You want to hear a road story? Let's see. Let me think. Okay. Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I was wrestling for a show for Robert Gibson, and of course I was the curtain jerker match for that evening. And I had two other guys that I rode up to the show with, who was wrestling the Rock and Roll Express that night in the main event. Asked me to take the camcorder and then and record the show for them. Well, I had this. Now, mind you, I'm in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, one of the armpits of America, where the malt liquor flows like water, and the teeth you can count on one hand. So this lady comes sliding up next to me and says to me in a voice which you could probably imagine from Alabama. She says, "You're one of the wrestlers, ain't you?" I said, "No, ma'am." I said, "I'm just here to videotape this match." She said, "I know you're one of the wrestlers. I can smell it on you." So, anyway, she says to me, my buddy, his name was Bobby Doll, who was wrestling the match. She says to me, she says, "I sure love me some Bobby Doll. I tell you what, you see them two girls sitting right over there?" And at that moment, the two girls kind of raised their hands up and waved, and they were of the farm girl persuasion. They're not bad looking. She says to me, she says, "Those are my two 16-year-old daughters. You get Bobby Doll to come home with me tonight, you can have them." Just in those exact words, you can have them. Now, whatever capacity that meant, I'll just leave that to your imaginations. So, with that being said, I had to run upstairs real quick after the match, and I told my buddy Bobby, I said, "Look, Bobby," I said, and I told him the story, what happened. And I said, "You got to take one for the team tonight," because this woman just offered up her two 16-year-old daughters like they were pieces of candy. Needless to say, he declined the offer, and we all went home kind of empty-handed that night.
Wow.
Man.
Hello? Hello?
Billy's there. Oh, also on the line we have, hopefully, if it decides to work. Yeah, Blake Dozer's on the line. Blake, how you doing this week?
What's up, brothers?
Now, Nick, my question to you is, why wasn't I there to take one for the team?
You want to be our new grenade jumper there, Billy? That's fine, brother. We'll make you part of the team.
Man, I got a lot of room for a lot of grenades.
Okay. Moving on.
Speaking of bombshells, there was a bombshell this week, or no, today, that came out from Randy Orton and was later confirmed by WWE. Apparently, half the SmackDown roster has had stuff from their luggage stolen while they're on their live tour.
Wow.
What, people have been robbing them straight out of their luggage?
Yes. What happened is they caught the plane from, I think it was Australia where they last were, to Johannesburg, or one of the major cities in South Africa, possibly Cape Town, I'm not sure. And when their luggage came back, you know, on the rotary system or whatever, turned out that the bags that had locks on them had been cut away with bolt cutters.
And how much stuff was stolen from the WWE superstars?
No specific superstars or details have been named, but there's satellite GPS, phones, clothing, watches,
Any
things
panties?
like that. I can
guys,
either
I have
confirm
to
or deny
step out
panties
for-
were bootied.
Guys, I have to step out for about 15 minutes, but I will be back in Rev. I'm coming for you. See you later, guys.
Yeah, like I'm worried.
Was there any
coming.
panties
Hold back
from
from the
Kelly
source.
Kelly?
I don't know.
So we're going to
What?
hear about some customs, U.S.
Yeah,
Customs officer in Zimbabwe somewhere that's sniffing Randy Orton's tights, right?
Wow. That's different, yeah. But apparently Randy Orton didn't have any, what's it called? Locks or stuff on his bags. So, he got away scot-free apparently. But it's the guys that actually took care, you know, because he put his stuff in there but didn't lock it, I guess the South African people thought, yes, there's nothing valuable in here. Chuck it in the bag. Put it on the front. Yes. But yeah, it's a major incident. Certainly the promotions company in South Africa that have done it are very embarrassed about the fact that, you know, they want the official confirmation from the airport staff, and the airport staff have basically said no comment. So I you know, if you suddenly see Zack Ryder t-shirts or John Cena t-shirt, well no, it's SmackDown, so it'll be, if you see
Sheamus.
Yeah, Sheamus t-shirts or Cody Rhodes paper bags on sale on eBay from South Africa, be suspicious.
Yeah, we're going to see a Sally Struthers commercial for Feed the Children, and they're all going to be wearing Batista and Sheamus shirts.
In case you are here live, the chat room is now open, so you can get in there. And Ministry is so scared already, saying, for God's sake, Rev, put it away, I don't want to suck it. I didn't know DX was here.
Yeah.
I didn't know DX was in the room. Rev, are you a member of DX?
Does Sally Struthers still look like she ate the children?
Wow.
Oh, she's huge. It's like, I'm not giving them any money. Because, like, look how big she is. Look how, like, anorexic the children are. She's eating my money.
It's like that scene from Return of the Jedi when Princess Leia went to go choke Jabba the Hutt. You know, it's like,
Dear Lord.
I mean, you got a better chance of getting Billy to eat a salad than her not eating the children.
Oh.
That's a biggie.
No, I used to wonder why he hated me. I think I figured it out now.
Reaffirming it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But he's
just
coming. He said he's coming after me. I'm the one that knows where he lives. And speaking of addresses, Nick, call me tomorrow.
Gotcha.
I like it. I like it.
For you.
All right. So,
like
Ashley, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. There'll be some other stories which I'll try and intersperse into the show, but we'll start off with last Thursday. I didn't personally catch Superstars, I don't know whether Billy did, but we'll get to Impact Wrestling, which is Impact Wrestling number 299. This coming tomorrow's episode, Thursday's, is episode 300, which might explain why they're putting certain matches on for that 300 show, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, they'll all be wearing beards and all screaming, "This is Sparta!"
Yeah. Impact Wrestling this week was a limited commercial interruption broadcast, which, you know, is kind of weird, because I had a look back at the archive on a site that I have, and the week before this, it's taking out the advert, TNA lasted, well, TNA Impact, whatever you call it, lasted 1 hour 24 minutes. This week's lasted 1 hour 49 out of a 2-hour show.
But
so
how much?
10 minutes was dedicated to adverts, which, you know, is refreshing.
How much bell time to bell time wrestling though was there in those 1 hour and 49 minutes?
Good question.
Because compared out of any 2-hour show, whether it's Impact, SmackDown, Raw, you know, like a bunch of us have timed it bell to bell. and you get 13 to 20 minutes of wrestling out of a 2-hour show.
I'll keep an eye on that this week ahead for next week.
Yeah,
keep an eye on how much we got.
I mean, we all watch all the shows. It takes up 6 hours of our life, and we actually only get to see an hour of bell-to-bell wrestling.
It's a travesty,
Wow.
and then you know, especially the ticket price that you pay.
My mother wonders why I drink so much. I'm sorry.
Well,
I forgot we're on the air.
The best thing that's going on at the minute in Impact Wrestling is this whole Sting thing. Sting becoming Joker, becoming Crazy Sting, you know, I don't know what else to call him, but, you know, this, you know, Sting getting to Hogan and, yeah, he repeats, you know, Midsummer Nightmare and very crazy. Then, even more crazy is when, Sting gets a bottle of vitamins and starts shoving them down Hogan's throat because he's making him take his vitamins.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. You know, Sting said, you know, when he started, he wanted to be the new Hulk Hogan, and now he's trying to get the real Hulk Hogan to stand up, not Hollywood. He's tried everything, so he's going to try something visual. Train hard, take your vitamins, say your prayers, and talks about the pythons. Yeah, he picks up the vitamins and eats one, sticks one in Hogan's mouth, then he asks for a bottle of water. The cameraman actually hands a bottle of water to him, as if it's like, give me a bottle of water. Cha-ching! And then
Did I dream a genie?
Possibly. It's like it was instantaneously there, which was a bit odd. Pours the whole bottle on Hogan, and then puts him in the Scorpion Deathlock, and then it's arranged for Sting to take on Scott Steiner as the main event. But this Sting craziness, how far do you think it'll go? I'll start that with you, Nick.
Gosh, I mean, by the sound of it, I really don't know what kind of direction that they're going with Sting. So it's obvious at this point, with the mayhem that they're causing with him and the blatant kind of shoot on Hogan, there's no telling how far they'll go with it, because, I mean, look how far they went with Samoa Joe and then the Pope, and, you know, and the other people in TNA. I would be surprised if they keep this going until to the biggest pay-per-view that they have.
Oh, Bound for Glory, absolutely,
yeah. Yeah, for some kind of big blow-off.
Rev, your thoughts on it?
I actually think they should keep this going as long as they want. Because, like, we all remember when Sting first came out, you know, the Golden Boy, and then he got, like, the Crow Sting, and he's one of the few wrestlers in TNA that's never wrestled for WWE. He is stuck with TNA, you know, no matter what. So, you know, if he wants to be Crazy Joker Sting, let him. You know, I'm actually starting to enjoy it. I'm seeing, you know, he's doing something else. You know, I just can't see Hogan getting in the ring against him, though. You know, Hogan can barely walk. So,
yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Of course, I haven't seen any of it, but is it at least somewhat entertaining? Is it captivating at all, or is it just kind of something
No,
else
it's really got my interest the way they're doing it, because it's kind of teasing the edginess of the Attitude Era. Obviously, not as strong as it once was, but it's kind of like going to places where you wouldn't have seen this probably 2 years ago from either TNA or WWE.
I've also noticed, Ashley, nobody can take Sting down right now. Everybody they send after him from Immortal cannot get the job done.
Yeah.
He's put look what he did to Abyss. Even last week, you know, he was holding his own, and, you know, but then I forgot who came running in, but who came running in?
Immortal.
No, at the end, who came in to help Sting? I forgot.
Kurt Angle.
Yes, that was it.
Main Event Mafia's coming back. Oh wait, they've already tried that. Andy, your thoughts. Don't be distracted by Take That.
I think it's a good move.
Right below you.
Yes, I often wonder if it's something that they were going to do with Jeff Hardy, because it seems Jeff Hardy-ish to me, and they've just put Sting as a character to do the Jeff Hardy thing, if you understand where I'm coming from. Because it's so, like, dark and shot in the shadows, so to speak. I just think it stinks of a storyline written for Jeff.
Speaking of Jeff, whoa. I hear myself around.
He isn't joining Take That, is he?
No. Speaking of Jeff, his court case has received another continuance to next month.
Oh no.
But this time it was because they couldn't actually get him in court this week due to other court cases.
His court case rolls over more than the National Lottery.
Yeah, kind of does. Speaking of Take That, Hitman is back for good. Hitman, your thoughts on this Sting situation?
It was definitely like one of the couple things that is actually somewhat interesting in TNA now. I stopped watching TNA like probably since January, but excluding like last week, I stopped watching TNA since probably January, and I have to say like last night it kind of makes me want to watch it again. The Sting thing was definitely pretty cool. I definitely want to see how far they're going to go with it. Obviously, since I haven't seen it in a while, I don't know exactly what's going on, but I'm interested.
Now, I've got a question for you, Ashley. Would you think, in your opinion, that this is a direction that Sting always wanted to go into with his character, or that maybe he has a little more creativity over his character, and this is something of his creation? Or
remember that you've got to take into account that Sting's never really been a great heel. I mean, I remember they tried it in WCW back in the day, and after a month or so, they just dropped it. It worked better when they did it when he was fighting against Hulk Hogan last year. But then it was revealed that ultimately he was fighting for good, and Hogan was basically going to be the bad guy. This time, though, they're making him do heelish. They're basically doing the antithesis of Mr. Anderson. He's being a heel, and the crowd loves him.
Oh, did you say hi to our new guest in the chat room? Marla.
I've just noticed that Marla fucking Jane is in the chat room.
Hi, Marla.
Oh, Ministry's got a good point about Jeff Hardy. Jeff's the court's drug dealer, so they've got to keep him coming back. Speaking of somebody who also keeps coming back, WWE fan, how you doing this week?
Doing pretty good a little bit. How's everyone doing?
We're doing alright. What's your thoughts on the Sting situation?
I think it's good. The Joker.
Blake, your thoughts on it, if you've been managed to catch any of it? And Blake dropped. Out. Who's on the other? Billy's still at the laundromat?
Yeah, I'm still in the laundromat.
The laundry mat?
Yeah.
Is that like the mat where you put your clothes on? I don't know. Just the way you said it. What?
The washateria.
Yeah. Billy, what's your take on the Sting why so serious situation?
Well, it's an interesting new gimmick, the way they're playing Sting's character, but I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but there's a huge rumor going around on the internet. There, 2 independent workers are claiming that TNA has ripped off their gimmicks to use in TNA. One person is claiming that somebody ripped off his gimmick for the Crimson character, and somebody else is saying that the new Joker character that Sting is using, that somebody else is already using in the independent circuit, and they're up in arms and angry about this, and they're considering filing lawsuits against TNA for character infringement.
Another lawsuit for TNA? They really are stuffed then. Blake, your thoughts on the Sting situation?
I'm sorry, my brother. My internet's going in and out. Skype. So I didn't hear the question. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. Hang on. I'll put it in the chat room. But, yeah,
I will say
taking into
that
account what you said, taking what you... taking into account the stuff that Billy just said, you know, this is not a thing, given that they're already in financial troubles and everything, and they've already got, you know, other lawsuits apparently against them, the one with, what's her name, the dark chick. Who was the Daphne? Considering there's a lawsuit, on her, that she's posted to TMA. That's interesting. There's the I've put the question in. Oh, Billy's dropped. Blake, give your thoughts on that. If it's there. Oh, it is there.
Yeah, it's there, bro. I don't know. I don't like the gimmick. To me, they're making them look like somebody that could tag up with Orlando Jordan, in my opinion. I don't know. I just don't like them crazy gimmicks. He should cut his hair off and put it back blonde and be done with it. Give everybody what they want.
Oh,
Maybe
go back.
Well,
So he'd actually become Anderson.
Yeah, well. Yeah, I think it would be a big boost for TNA. Well, know what you think. I think him going back old school would be a big boost because we've been waiting for years for it.
Yeah,
they have teased it for quite a long time, and I think he's probably one of the only characters that we've seen that hasn't really gone back to his roots yet, or you know, it's probably one of the most anticipated events in wrestling now.
Yeah. So.
Something like I said last. Something got to get the water out there, folks, because they're sinking, man. I hate to say it, but they're sinking. And with another lawsuit from some indie wrestlers, geez, that makes them, what, 10 lawsuits right now?
Something like that. Certainly a fair few. In a roundup of the matches, Devon managed to defeat Samoa Joe. How? I don't know. You know, apparently he thinks he's Triple H because Devon won the spine buster. Crazy. The other Bound for Glory match that they had was, what is it? Gunner versus AJ Styles, which is a pretty impressive match, but Gunner got the win with the F5. There was a six-person knockout match, or six knockout elimination match, whatever you call it, with Winter, Angelina Love, and Madison Rayne losing out to Mickie James, who was partnered by Miss Tessmacher and Tara.
Mickie James is still in wrestling?
Eh?
Mickie James is still in wrestling?
Yeah.
Or misguided comments, too.
She's older than fuck, I swear.
Not Mickie.
Tara's older than all of them. Probably put together. Just say. No, but Miss Tessmacher and Tara got eliminated pretty quickly, and then Mickie James, in quick succession, after being, you know, given a 3-on-1, you know, 3-on-1 lesbian beatdown or something, managed to take out Madison, then Winter, and then Angelina Love, and it was very interesting. It seems to be teasing a breakup of Winter and Angelina Love. Perhaps that, you know, perhaps these drugs, because the weird thing as well, Angelina Love is no longer in zombie style. They finally realised perhaps that's a bit too fucking far. So, that now they're just best buddies, which possibly could be teasing. Angelina Love's off the pills and she realised what Winter was trying to do to her, so she's basically going to screw it up. In the X Division tournament, we had an excellent match of the night, I'd say, between Matt Bentley, Jimmy Wang Yang, or Jimmy Yang as he was called, in his Flying Elvis's get-up, and Low Key, aka Caval, aka Senshi. This was a brilliant match, and kind of showcased possibly how Low Key's probably had more training from the WWE than Bentley and Yang have received, because Low Ki did look kind of better than the rest, and unsurprisingly, Low Ki won and goes through to the tournament final on Destination X this Sunday. But there were so many big moves in it. You know, high-flying moves, technical moves. It was just a real showcase of perhaps, yeah, this is why they're bringing back the idea that Destination X should only be X Division. At the end, we saw Mexican America come down the ring, which I've done some research. None of Mexican America are actually Mexican. Sarita is Canadian, Rosita is from New York, Hernandez is from Texas, and Anarquia is born in California. Kind of crazy. But they come out and be heel, and then British Invasion turn up, who have been heel for months and months and months, and suddenly just immediately turn face. Basically, Hernandez and Anarquia and the two chicks beat the crap out of the British Invasion, but then Rob Terry runs out. So it seems like British Invasion is back in its full capacity. Then sad news, we got a video
Quit
message
cutting
from
the
Jeff
cheese,
Jarrett.
Ashley.
What?
That little squeaking noise we can hear, you've been eating too much cheese lately, dude.
I was going to say that wasn't from my end, but then I just realised that... then I just realised what that was going to be, so... Yeah.
It was a trouser cough. Trouser bugle.
They keep promoting this Jeff Jarrett. I'm in Mexico, you know. I'm going to be coming, I'm going to be bringing the Mexicans to TNA. Mexican America is going to be...
You there, Ash?
Yeah. It finished basically with a very short match with Sting and Steiner, Sting winning in no time. And then Hogan was basically beating up Sting. And then Angle made the save. So overall, match of the night had to be the three-way, the triple threat match between Low Ki, Bentley, and Jimmy Yang. That was an incredible match. Moment of the night, I guess, has to be the Sting promo at the start and the way that they're building this up to some kind of match. I'm guessing at Bound for Glory. I just fear it's going to be, they're going to try and do what they wanted to do last year and have Hogan face Sting in the ring. That's my utter fear, that I don't particularly want to see that. But we'll take it over to Rev for his thoughts on Impact this week.
Any Impact is better than no Impact, and Impact's always better than WWE.
Next we'll go to Andy. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I haven't seen this week's TNA, but I will be watching it when it comes on our UK TV. But I agree with Jake. Apart from the CM Punk incident, TNA just blows WWE out of the water. I just hope WWE can get their act together now with this CM Punk angle and work on taking all wrestling fans by surprise instead of us seeing through everything. But I've got a couple of comments about that when we go on to the CM Punk section, which I think spoiled the show this week.
Oh, but yeah, now I'm confused by Rev putting, well, one's the fact about me wanking is a illicit lie. Billy with his ass stuck in the laundromat, I'm not there. He might do. You never know.
That could happen. You know, I was just thinking, if he's at the laundromat doing his clothes, he could save money and put his naked ass through a car wash.
God damn.
I don't
they
think
probably charge you. I mean, they only probably charge you for like a Volkswagen rate, so you'll be all right.
I don't think Billy will be back in time for the show anyway, because I heard a pair of his underpants fell on the floor and the family have moved in.
Meanwhile, let's get Nick Bondage's thoughts on the situation, or what his thoughts on Impact this week.
Well, unfortunately, like Andy, I didn't get a chance to see the show, but listening to the update, because unfortunately I've been working out of town all week, so I haven't really had an opportunity to do a whole lot, but other than earn money. But it sounds like it's refreshing to see guys like Jimmy Wang Yang and Low-Key back where they belong. And I would have to say, just by listening to the events of the evening, that, in my opinion, would have to be moment and match of the night. Just to see those three gentlemen in the ring at the same time competing in a company that actually cares about them, and in a company where they can actually showcase their talent to the fullest extent and not be swept under a rug somewhere and just laying out to rest, you know.
Blake, your thoughts on Impact if you got a chance to see it?
I'll be honest, bro, I didn't get to see it. I read good things, but I don't know what else is going on with them. I hadn't called them in a while.
No worries, Blake. No worries. Chris, your thoughts?
Well, I saw bits and pieces, but as long as Jimmy Wang Yang doesn't do that damn Japanese redneck again, I won't have to kick his ass. And so, otherwise, okay.
You prefer the Flying Elvises?
I don't prefer him doing anything. I mean, all his acts suck.
Okay. WWE fan, your thoughts?
Okay, that match of the night is the triple threat. And the moment of the night was the elimination tag match. Thank God for the camera angles.
Oh. That's the first time in, we're 37 minutes into the show. That's the first time I've had to warrant the use of this button. Stop. Okay. And your thoughts?
Honestly, the only things that impressed me about last week's Impact was the Sting thing and basically the X Division. Not only the X Division match, but like that one segment where it had like Jerry Lynn and AJ Styles and Rob Van Dam, and I thought that segment was pretty cool. But other than that,
yeah, I was going to leave that last because this is what's building up to tomorrow's episode, which episode 300. They were basically moaning at each other, saying, we're X Division, no, we're X Division, I'm Spartacus, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But okay, Carol, shut up. So episode 300 is possibly going to have a match which is going to be better than the two pay-per-view matches that they're doing on Sunday, because it's a four corners elimination match between AJ Styles, Jerry Lynn, Rob Van Dam, and Christopher Daniels.
Wow, that's an all-star lineup right there.
The fear is that's going to be better than the pay-per-view. They're giving away a free pay-per-view match, people. God damn.
Who's going to be brave enough?
That's a pay-per-view main event match.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be good. But who's going to be brave enough to read the joke I typed in the chat room out loud on the air?
A girl walked up to Billy into a laundromat, is out with a roll of quarters in his pocket.
Or he was just happy to see her. And of course, Billy said it was
it's
a roll of
just a roll of quarters. I'm in a laundromat. Go away. I need enough money left over for chips and a Coke. I'm going to catch hell for this.
Right, now, because we're crossing over from Impact to WWE, it's best to mention this tweet that Kurt Angle did regarding CM Punk's promo from last week's Raw, when basically he closed the show and everything. CM Punk had a classic promo. Good for him. But if you ever say another word about me again, you're toast. If you don't believe me, try me. You know what I mean, bro. Stop being a kid while talking crap on Twitter. Find my number and call me like a man. I just want peace. Of course, Kurt Angle was replying to something that happened 4 months before this promo. So, just in time. Not. God almighty. few bits of wrestling side news as well. Mason Ryan legit got injured on a house show 2 weekends ago, and he's got a hamstring tear, which could, depending on the seriousness of it, would put him out from anywhere from 6 weeks to 6 months, which is damn. Trevor Murdoch's put some interesting messages out saying that he isn't going to the WWE. Despite the fact he was told that, he was going to be part of a development, part of the FTW roster again, they basically scrapped that due to budget cuts, apparently, so he's pissed off about that. All Wheels Wrestling stuff... Oh, go ahead, Greg. Go ahead, Nick.
Here's a little side note also, just for Blake Dozer, if he's still on the line. I'm not sure if he is or not.
Yes, he is.
Blake, that issue or problem that we were dealing with for SIWA, it's been taken care of if you have not got a phone call yet.
Yeah, actually, I never got a phone call, but I heard it through the grapevine, so.
Okay, so just to let you know. Anyway, go ahead, Ashley.
Why am I the only... Marla's saying, why am I the only girl in here? Because most girls aren't,
We caused them to run away screaming.
Yeah, because I forgot to lock the cage shut. They all got away again.
I think we need to designate someone in charge of the cage lock.
I'll do that.
Oh, thanks, Ministry. 99% unconfirmed, still waiting for further results. I'm not going to be... I'm not... Trust me, I'm not going to be doing a one night in China just so you get the answers. Here, go.
No, China's going to take her clit out and do a one night in Ashley.
Should have seen that. Should have seen... Should have...
One night in Bangkok.
I got a fortune cookie the other day that said inside, men going through airport turnstile with hard-on is flying to Bangkok.
Just to on it now, just as a quick side mention, just to get the sexism out of this show as much as possible. Randy Orton was on a radio show last Wednesday, I believe, but I didn't actually hear it until Thursday when it was put up on some podcast kind of thing. And he was basically making accusations or inferring that Kelly sleeps around.
Giggity.
Awkward considering that you're the world heavyweight champion. So,
I heard. Tell us something new, Randy.
In 10 days' time, if you see Randy Orton lose the belt to Christian, you may know the reason why. Just say. There was a few other bits. Oh, there it is. Billy wanted me to mention it. Last Thursday, they revealed the cause of death for Randy Savage. And he died from a serious cardiac event. According to the toxicology report, he was positive for alcohol and hydrocodone, an opiate, during the time of his death, but neither played a role in his death. So in that sense, there was no, major drugs in his system like cocaine or anything. Because hydrocodone, I'm pretty sure you can find that in over-the-counter prescriptions and stuff anyway. But
maybe in the UK, but I don't know about here.
I don't know. Right, SmackDown. We start off, all week they've been advertising, them in the main event, Orton takes on Henry. And then, first match of the night, Orton versus Henry. Don't get it. Anyway, this was a relatively quick match because, Mark Henry gets distracted by Big Show's music hitting. Then, the music stops. Mark Henry turns into an RKO and Orton wins by countout. So basically, Mark Henry's pissed. So he goes to production crew and goes to the sound guy. Throws the sound guy like he's, you know, the weight of a piece of paper being screwed up into a ball. And smashes the equipment as well. Because he's so pissed. So basically, the next match that happens, which is Brian and DiBiase, they don't come out to any music, which is a bit screw up anyway. This was a very impressive match between Brian and DiBiase, but Brian managed to win with a guillotine choke. That was very good. This whole situation with Mark Henry continues because Christian basically says, you know, Mark Henry lost, so he's not #1 contender, so let's have the contract signing. And Teddy Long apparently accuses him that he was the one that started Big Show's music. Considering the fact that he went to the production truck and the production crop and the sound guy were nowhere near each other, I don't get that. Then we have revelation with Ranjin Singh that apparently Mahal and Kali are basically brothers. No, Mahal and Ranjin Singh are brothers. Which I don't get. There's no need to do that, honestly. Then we have a match that was set up between Christian and Sin Cara, and of course we get the Sin Cara lights on. And then, thanks to a edge spear, Christian wins, and Sin Cara's undefeated streak is over. So hopefully he doesn't have to wrestle with the lights on anymore. Not as I mean lights on. I just mean the stupid blue and yellow lights. I don't mean just turn out the lights so you can't see his match because it's in darkness. I don't mean that. Okay.
Involved with stupid blue and yellow. Now, how do you think that the other guys react to that whenever they have a match against someone like Sin Cara and they have to wrestle under his theme or his special lighting?
that was one of the things.
Now, how do you think that affects them?
Can't remember where, but some of the people are unhappy with Sin Cara's lighting and working in it.
Yeah.
So that might be why they've possibly done it, so Sin Cara just wrestles in standard light. Just deal with it. Then people can probably see more. Cody Rhodes then took on Ezekiel Jackson, and amazingly, thanks to the beautiful disaster in the Crossroads, and doing quite a lot of gold dust moves as well, Cody Rhodes managed to beat Ezekiel Jackson, so perhaps they're lining up Rhodes to be a new Intercontinental Champion, despite the fact that Ezekiel Jackson's like 4 times bigger than him. Oh god. Then we had Johnny Curtis again.
Johnny Curtis? Who's that?
He won
A guy who likes to make sandwiches.
He won NXT Season 4. And it was promised a tag team title shot with his pro, which was R-Truth. Only problem is they're now on different brands. So, there'll be, apparently he says from now on there'll be no more shenanigans because he wants to avoid doing this, and basically he's painting, and then there's a stick figure in the corner of the painting with the word myself, and then of course he has to explain it. It's like catchphrase, for God's sake, because he doesn't want to paint himself into a corner.
To avoid bodily injury, Ashley, don't look in the chat room.
Hermione Granger.
Yeah.
I'm not standing in her, but there's something else inside her that's mine. Just saying. But speaking of that Johnny Curtis promo, that gets this.
Excuse me.
And that was actually the soundboard, not me. Just clarify. If it was me, it'd probably be silent but deadly, like they say. Then we have Kane versus Wade Barrett. Now this is apparently this is a qualifier match for Money in the Bank, which was a pretty good match, but eventually Kane breaks himself out of the wasteland and hits the choke slam and gets the win. So Kane qualifies for the Money in the Bank. Side note to the next week's SmackDown, which is a mild spoiler, Barrett is in the match also. So why the hell did we have a qualifying match where both guys qualify?
Okay, because I was just about to say, Ashley, I mean, I easily see Wade Barrett qualifying, and I actually could very easily see him winning that and cashing it in maybe at a later date and becoming heavyweight champion again, because I just foresee that in his future.
Then the contract signing takes place to close the show. Basically, Orton and Cena. Orton and Christian, sorry. God damn it. Yeah, do all their smack talk. Orton basically signs the contract. Christian does it, hands it to his lawyer. Then says that's all right. Then hands it back to Christian. Christian goes to sign it. The pen isn't working. Then handily, the waistcoated Sheamus runs in the ring, beats up Orton and Christian, and then Sheamus grabs the contract and just rips it up. And that's the end of it.
Now, what is the purpose of that?
I guess because they're possibly teasing triple threat, except there is a situation with Sheamus next week, which might explain how he can't be in a triple threat. But we'll get to that probably next week. That's the disadvantage of recording 2 weeks in a row, because then I can tell you what happens on Friday, but I don't want to because there's some interesting stuff. Match of the night, I would honestly have to say Christian Sin Cara. That was a very entertaining match. Very good. Pleased to see Sin Cara actually lose, so he is human. And it was, very well put together match. Close second though was DiBiase versus Bryan. That was good as well. But moment of the night, possibly the guy getting thrown. It's like as if he was, it looked like he threw him from California to New York. He flew higher than bloody Jimmy Wang Yang did in the Impact Wrestling last week. But anyway, first turn to Hitman.
Yeah, I like SmackDown. Not really much to say. I mean, it was a good show. I'm liking that Sheamus might be getting another main event shot, because I do see him going even farther than he is currently in the WWE. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Seemed interesting enough.
Chris, did you manage to catch it?
Well, guess
Chris.
you just...
He typed ha 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 and then he disappeared. Okay, screw it. I noticed James on the line. James, how you doing this week?
I'm good.
And what was your thoughts on SmackDown this week?
It was a decent SmackDown. I get as you said that the match of the night has to be the Christian Sin Cara match.
WWE fan, your thoughts?
SmackDown was good. Match of the night is against Christian versus Sin Cara.
I noticed Andy's put in the chat that he didn't see it, so we'll leave him out. I'm guessing, Nick, you didn't manage to catch any of it either with your work.
No, I did not.
But if you can catch the Sin Cara Christian match somewhere on the net, it was a pretty good match. Probably Sin Cara's best match so far.
Really, were there any botches in it?
Oh, it's Sin Cara, of course there was.
Without saying. No, unfortunately I didn't see it. I would have to say, just by listening though, and hearing the discussion about what went on, I would probably have to say probably the Kane Wade Barrett match would have been my favorite of the night.
Despite the fact that the whole purpose of it was to find one person, and they found two.
Yeah, I mean, the outcome of the finish obviously sounded a little screwed up, but overall, knowing how both of those guys wrestle and seeing those two guys in the ring with each other, I would have to say that would probably be the match of the night.
And because he's prompting me to, because he forgot to unmute his mic, Chris, your thoughts on SmackDown?
Alright, SmackDown was pretty good. I caught most of it, but if I have to see Johnny Curtis make another sandwich, I'm gonna go hang myself.
Oh, I don't know whether you see him next week.
Who is
I
Brian
bought
DiBiase?
SmackDown.
I was gonna go to you next, Ref.
Alright, I'll wait my turn, I'm sorry.
No, it is your turn.
Oh! I watched SmackDown. And I gotta
And
say,
your thoughts?
well, as usual to me, SmackDown sucked, but it wasn't as bad as watching other people's home videos of their family vacations on YouTube. I'd watch SmackDown again.
If only Billy was here right now.
Said that out loud, didn't I?
Yeah, and finally go to Blake. Whether I don't know whether you caught any of it, but any thoughts on what? If not, any thoughts on what I've talked about?
I like SmackDown, bro. I didn't catch it because I'm busy at that time.
No worries.
But I like their talent. I'm sure they had good matches. You talked about them. Really, I don't want to sound like a dumbass. I don't really watch SmackDown.
No worries. No worries.
You know, I work on
that was
Friday.
obviously before they had all their stuff stolen, so you know.
Banger.
Yeah, when you see them this Friday on SmackDown, they're going to be slightly richer from when it was recorded from when they are now, unless they've got insurance on the stuff, which they probably have. Do a quick promo while we're just coming up to the mid-session interval, or the break, or whatever you call it. Next week on this show, what's the day? 13th of July, we're going to have, following up last week's interview with Rodney Mack, we're going to be interviewing the other half. Jazz will be on the show next week. I'm sure Billy will be using Twitter to promote the hell out of it, and it'll be on Facebook. But spread the word yourselves, guys, if you can, via whatever social media.
Former WWE Women's Champion, the female fighting phenom herself, Jazz.
Absolutely.
Two times.
Two times.
And we can see it on Billy's YouTube soon.
Yeah, Billy will... I don't know, has Billy done a video for it on YouTube yet, promoting it?
No.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Guys,
Right, he needs to do that
guys
once he gets back from the laundromat. Anyway.
You guys want, there's actually matches of myself and Jazz on YouTube you could catch as well, because I've had many of opportunity to wrestle against Jazz.
There you go. There is the recommendation from Nick Bondage. See Nick Bondage getting beat up by a girl.
Oh, what did I? Did you sleep with her too? Oh my God!
No, I did not sleep with her.
I don't know, Rodney.
But I will say this though, she did direct me on the path, so I could sleep with a lot of other women.
Oh, that's cool. I don't know. Rodney Mack doesn't look like he likes to share.
No, he doesn't share not one iota.
On that bombshell, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, time to...
I can't hear you. Someone's at the laundromat.
Nobody on the laundromat on the line. That's the thing.
Oh.
Don't quite. Where we come
She's
back.
on fire.
God. If the machine's on fire, we're all done for. When we come back, we're going to do the Raw review and also address CM Punk. He's done more stupid comments, but there's been some interesting side notes to those comments that have come out over the past few days, which are worth a mention as well. But I'll probably leave that. I might leave that till after the Raw review or as soon as we come back. But anyway, you're listening to WrestleDOWN, the discussion of wrestling now, on Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah, they might be interesting to an epileptic monkey, but, Oh,
Hey,
crap. Sorry.
don't offend 90% of our listeners by calling them epileptic monkeys, please.
I did not do that.
You did.
I? Oh.
You implied it.
Rev J, did you get a chance to hear my story?
Yes, I like
Okay.
that. That was cool. You got to get one of those from me every week. And
Okay.
then we got to
That'll work.
figure out why Billy doesn't love you, because we still haven't had Nick Founded's appreciation night.
I know. I'm going to try and push it to have it the week after the... So it'll be 3 weeks tonight. After the 2 pay-per-views, we'll try and do it then, I think.
Yeah, I think you should botch the chair shot and really hit him.
You're actually going to see that this weekend. That's coming up. So you guys get ready for that one.
Oh,
and I'm going to duct tape an Italian to the chair after I hit it.
Yeah, don't hit him in the back of the ass. The chair will just bounce off. Hit him in the head.
Meanwhile, we better take our break. This is WGS Radio. Work.
Sounds like you, actually.
Stupid computer.
This is Nick Bondage, and you're listening to WGS Radio, Blog Talk Radio.
Big 3 News. Visit us on the web at big3news.net and big3news.com. To contact us during the show, use the interactive chat window or call us on Skype at 440-249-6397. That's 440-249-NEWS. Skype users use the Skype ID of Big 3 News. To make your own contribution to the show, email Big 3 News at info@big3news.net. To stay connected with us after the show, be sure to download our community toolbar and get access to all of our social links like Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, and YouTube. Thanks for watching, and thanks for contributing to Big 3 News.
Yeah, I got rug burn on my penis.
After what happened to his uncle Eddie Guerrero back in November.
While at a naturist preserve, beware of the granny waft.
I don't combine my liquor, or else I get a, bad case of Montezuma's revenge.
That's why we call it Wrestling Talk with an Edge. It's The Rant live every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern on Blog Talk Radio and Go Fight Live.
What time is it?
This is the new epic show with Jerry Lynn, and you're listening to Wrestle Gamers Show on Blog Talk Radio.
Huh?
Old. Said Wrestle Gamer.
Yeah, it's still it's still Wrestle Gamer on YouTube. Just for this, we're going to play something else that's old.
This year, you'll hear Artist 1
Oh, God. I should have just kept my big mouth shut.
Gotta wait.
Lead and talk.
Put all that down the street. Watch the put that down.
The Rolling Stones.
Just not doing anything on the top.
Frank Zappa.
Usually like
Hey there, people, I'm Bobby Brown. They say I'm the cutest boy in town.
Yours truly, Fenwick Mouse. The hits old and new are being played all throughout 2011 on Rock and Rage 11/2/94. Listen online every Friday from 1 to 5. Every Saturday from 10 p.m. until the party ends. Go to blogtv.com/people/Quizmaster1 to listen in on all the hilarity.
Fenwick Mouse.
I am
One
so
line
working on
watching
the new
powder every day for the rest of his life.
I am so working on the new promo next week.
And we're back with WGS Radio and WrestleDOWN discussion of wrestling now here on Blog Talk. And if you're listening on YouTube, I completely forgot about you archive listeners on YouTube.
Hello.
You can't see me waving. Anyway, we're here with Chris, we're here with Blake, we're with Nick Bondage, Andy, Hitman, WWE fan, Billy may be around sooner than you think, and also Rev, but I think he just dropped quickly.
You know the sad part about it is Billy's at the Washateria, and believe it or not, the Washateria is a great place to pick up women, but Billy won't utilize that skill at all whatsoever. He'll actually just go there, just wash his clothes, and then leave.
Billy's at the Washateria, you say?
Yes.
I'm back.
Uh-oh. This way, how your kids, how
Just to
your wife
clarify,
now.
he didn't take his laptop with him to the Washateria.
Well, considering the fact I don't have a broadband access with my laptop. That's the only reason why.
And I believe we've also got, thanks to Chris, Marla on the line. Marla, how you doing?
She has to unmute her mic, her sister.
Hello. Okay. Right. Let's.
So, catch me up to speed on what you guys have discussed so far, Ashley.
We talked Impact with regards to Sting being crazy and everything, and the incredible match with Bentley, Loki, and Wang Yang, or whatever they call him.
You guys express your opinions on the fact that, you know, Loki got the win in this match basically to stick it to the WWE for not utilizing him more when he was there as Caval.
I didn't want to mention that because I think that's what might happen on Sunday.
WWE got a formula to order you down. Remember that.
I totally agree with that. You know, I think he should stick a big middle finger up in the air any opportunity, any chance he gets. Because that was one of the worst cases of wasted talent I'd ever seen come from Vince and the WWE.
And then we also talked about SmackDown with Mark Henry throwing a guy all the way from California to New York, and the epicness of Sin Cara's botching still, even though Sin Cara Christian was a very good match.
I think what Mark Henry did was basically show everybody what he does while he has to wait in line at KFC when he's hungry. It's like, get out the way! Throw.
Yeah.
And then we talked about the Wade Barrett match with Kane and the qualifying for the Money in the Bank qualification match.
Yeah. Now I think we'll turn to Monday Night Raw. Well, we won't turn to Raw yet because we'll talk about the fallout from CM Punk.
It's one hell of a fallout. I do promise y'all that. I mean, I've looked on the day after Monday Night Raw was over, all over the YouTube, all over the internet. You know, they had marks left and right talking about what CM Punk did, what CM Punk said, especially when it comes in regards to John Laurinaitis, Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, Vince McMahon, John Cena, and The Rock. And well, let's just say this: about 5% of what he said I agreed with. About 95% I couldn't give a flying crap about.
But the interesting thing is, WWE are apparently using this to try and boost the pay-per-view buy rate, because apparently the pay-per-view figures for the Over the Limit show a couple of months back were the second worst US pay-per-view figures that WWE's ever had, behind the ECW December to Dismember back in '06.
And let's be honest about this. Actually, Over the Limit wasn't all that great to begin with either.
No, you got a good point there. Now I don't know whether we've addressed the point that Andy wanted to make yet, or whether we wanted to discuss about, or shall I go on to what he did later this week, Andy?
Yeah, you can do. My main point was, everyone, as I said before, said last week, everyone was undecided, is it a shoot or is it a work? And then they go and start the show with CM Punk saying it all over again. So now we know it was a work.
It's a partial.
Vince is not going to glorify something that he's not happy about.
Yeah,
to me,
it's a partial work, because certain things happened this week to make it definitely not a work. It was a partial work. Because good old Australia. WWE does its Raw and SmackDown tours there. Fan event in, I believe it was Adelaide.
Excuse me for a minute. I'll be back. I got some business I got to take care of real quick.
Okay. Punk goes to the crowd and sees a few guys that have got dodgy haircuts. So he basically goes, you faux hawks, come in the ring and, stop being homos. You have a vagina! You have a vagina! While doing this, sporting the weirdest moustache, or the weirdest and the best moustache ever. We're talking Tom Selleck from Magnum P.I. style. This is like
Lord. So age porn?
Just some crazy mustache growing there, anyway.
Well, CM Punk is on a borrowed time in the WWE with his contract coming to an end in the company. But, some of the stunts he's starting to pull, especially with the excellent work shoot segment he did on last week's Monday Night Raw. But I think what he did over there in Australia, I think he's just, pushing the limit, as it were, because word travels with what you do in any company. And if you start getting a bad rap, it doesn't matter if you're leaving a company, it doesn't matter how talented you are. If you start developing a bad rep as a bad person to work with, nobody's going to hire you.
As he admitted, though, on Twitter, it was a douchebag moment. And the fact that he apologized for making mistakes and it was like a heat-of-the-moment thing. Apparently, this was without any input from WWE. He actually did it himself, which has kind of put him in plus points. Because when Michael Cole used the terms, he was told to basically put an apology. So, interesting stuff there. But the
well, when it comes to Michael Cole, WWE told Michael Cole
that Chris Mack sent to me, but I already saw. WWE has informed GLAD that CM Punk is leaving after Money in the Bank.
Yes.
It's legitimate. So he's definitely going, but I'm guessing everything else is storyline, which makes me fear John Cena is going to be either walking out with the title, or he's going to be staying in the company because there's going to be some weird, swish up with CM Punk winning and then the Money in the Bank winner cashing in, possibly.
Question for everybody, starting with you, Ashley. How much of a bullshit storyline would it be to have CM Punk walk out of the WWE with the title in hand?
I don't know. Possibly gives him an excuse to change that stupid spin about.
Andy, what do you think? Hello?
Andy.
Couple of callers dropped. Blake dropped.
Oh, no, still here. Sorry about that. My microphone was muted.
That's what she said.
I don't know what make of it all, to be honest. I don't know what's true and what isn't anymore. I'm confused.
Trying to go to Rev, your thoughts?
Well, now that I'm thinking this whole thing was just a very well-scripted work, it's probably a good move for him to have him walk out of the WWE with it. And he can take it on tour and can headline WrestleMania this year, next year, whenever the hell it is, with The Rock, Cena, and CM Punk in a three-way thing for the belt that he walked off with. So, I'm thinking it's pretty good.
Chris, let me ask you this. Could we be looking at this as possibly WWE's way of retiring the spinner belt so we can have a new title belt?
I really don't know. I mean, of course, I haven't seen the spinner belt in years, but I have heard something about them possibly merging some of the belts. So this may be their way of retiring the WWE Championship and just going with the World Heavyweight.
I wouldn't believe they would do that. I mean, they've had the WWE Championship for years and years and years, especially when it's known as the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. They only brought this title in. They apparently merged when they merged with WCW in 2001. When I say merged, I mean bought out and lock, stock, and barrel, and just bled the company dry. But I don't see, if they were going to retire one of the championship belts. If they wanted to be douchebags about it, they would have to go with the World Heavyweight title belt. I wouldn't see them doing the WWE title belt at all.
Has Marla got any views on this?
No, I don't watch any of it.
Don't you think...
Hi, Marla!
Chris is bringing on people who don't even like wrestling. I like
She
wrestling.
asked me to bring her on.
Don't you think it would be a good move, though, if CM Punk does win the match, that he can take away the spinner belt that nobody likes? Which would do two things. One, he wins the title, walks away, and supposedly SH1T's on Vince's company, but it's got in nice big letters, WWE all over the front, and it spins, and it's quite eye-catching. So not only is CM Punk walking away with the championship belt, he's also promoting Vince's company wherever he works. Double-edged sword.
Yeah, good point.
Could we be looking at it like this? Has the spinner belt actually, run its course, and is it time for we, the wrestling fans, to see a new championship belt being represented as the WWE title? What do you think, Ash?
Possibly. I mean, they kind of killed the last gimmick with it when Miz turned it upside down and fixed it so it was the, Miz Championship. I think you can't really do much else with it. There needs to be a new belt, like... I know it was only a one-off belt, but the Smoking Skulls belt or something. The spinner belt is probably... needs to change. Every belt's had a spruce-up, should I say. Who else we got on the line? Hitman, your thoughts?
On the CM Punk idea or the belt?
Both. Either one.
I guess as far as the belt goes, I think the spinner belt has pretty much been long overdue, and I think it's time we finally see a new belt. It's no secret that I think obviously the WWE Championship has lost its prestige, and pretty much most of the reason why it has is because of that spinner belt. And as far as the CM Punk situation, with him calling a fan a homo, I honestly don't see what was so bad about, calling. I think it was just a heel thing, and I think at live shows, WWE superstars know they can get away with a lot more at the live shows rather than the tape shows, so I think that's why he kind of went a little bit farther than he did, and maybe he did go a little bit too far, but I don't think he should feel too horribly about it. It wasn't really that big of a deal.
Well, remember back to the situation where John Cena and The Rock, and John Cena was making mention of the fact that The Rock was playing the Tooth Fairy in the movie The Tooth Fairy, and then they had this company, Glad, just, all up in arms and pissed off because he made mention of the fact that, he said the word fairy, so he must have been he's gay, and apparently this company totally, had a brain fart and totally forgot that The Rock started a movie called Tooth Fairy. So apparently they have to walk a fine line, especially with their, quote, PG programming. So that's probably why I think CM Punk probably felt the need that he had to apologize.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Blake, I think he's on the line. What's your take on the belt, the spinner belt situation and the CM Punk debacle?
If WWE is going to make a new belt, it doesn't need to be based off of wrestling. It needs to be based off the company again. Like the Winged Eagle belt. And CM Punk, There's no way he'll win the title. There's no way.
WWE fan.
They should change the title belt soon.
Okay, and see on the CM Punk front.
Hey, controversy creates cash again.
Stop reading Eric Bischoff's book there, WWE fan.
Ministry makes a good point as well, though. Cena's lined up to film the family reunion film, so it could be used as a storyline to get Cena out for a bit to film. But then,
well, if they do this, but if they do that, you know, with CM Punk leaving the company, what is that? Where does that leave the company with the WWE Championship?
Money in the Bank winner.
They have to put it somewhere.
Money in the Bank winner comes in and then takes it.
Got a point
we got
there,
caller with the
fella.
716 area code, or I can't work out who it is.
Oh, I think I might know who that is. Gohan, is that you?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, cool.
Fuck me.
Gohan, one thing we've been talking about is, you know, with the Money in the Bank pay-per-view coming up and CM Punk leaving the company, you know, it's quite possible that we could be seeing one or two things. Either the WWE retiring the spinner belt and debuting possibly a new belt, or, you know, there's possibly another scenario where the Money in the Bank winner from Monday Night Raw would come in and, you know, challenge the winner of CM Punk and John Cena after that match is over. You know, what do you think would happen if they go through with this scenario?
Well, Billy, what I think they could do with that, if they do go that route, where if CM Punk wins the WWE title and then they decide, okay, for example, Kobe Kingston wins the Money in the Bank, or a face, or Rey Mysterio or someone wins the Money in the Bank and decides, okay, I'm just going to cash it in and beat CM Punk. You know, they kind of would kill it in a way, but it wouldn't surprise me because they did that last year with Kane. But it wouldn't surprise me if they did do something like that, but at the same time it wouldn't make sense because it doesn't give up to the build-up of what it is, because they said Vince McMahon's going to come out and fire John Cena. So while that's going on, are they just going to be like, oh, well, now we're just going to have the Money in the Bank winner run down and beat the shit out of CM Punk and cash in the Money in the Bank? Cash in the Money in the Bank contract. So I wouldn't see that, but I do tell you one thing, Billy. Like everyone else is saying in the show, I agree with that. The stupid spinning belt has run its course. I've never liked the spinning title. They need to get rid of that title really bad. I don't think they'll get the world title back. I don't think the world title will become the title. I still think they'll stick with the WWE title, but they need to get rid of that title. Bring back the Ultimate, bring back the Undisputed title, or get a new title. Something like that. They need to get rid of that spinning belt. That spinning, I just can't stand that thing anymore. It's just run its course. It's just stupid now. It made sense when John Cena was the champion. You know, it made sense when it actually spit, but now it doesn't spin anymore. It made sense when Cena was the rapper or whatever. Now it doesn't make sense anymore. You know what I'm saying? Really, I just don't understand it anymore. You know.
Ashley, can we go on to the? Can we go on to the new reason why I hate Vicky Guerrero? Considering the fact how much she, you know, just wasted a beautiful looking cake on Monday Night Raw.
Oh yeah, there was a full
I tell you, I get no love here. I get no love. I get no.
Well, we're going to come to you with the cake.
Where's the mention? I can't see it. It's supposed to be a bit. Yeah, 4th of July themed birthday party by Vicky for Dolph, and Kofi then comes out and mocks Dolph for being attached to Vicky and claims he can't win without Vicky in the corner. And then Vicky basically falls into the cake.
It was such a waste of a beautiful cake. I mean, instead of just handing it out to people to eat, they're going to have Vicky Guerrero with her fat ass fall on the damn cake.
Oh, God, Vicky.
I mean, James, come on. You have to admit, James, that was a beautiful cake, wasn't it?
It didn't seem like you get like people to eat it, so why have the storyline to have Vicky Guerrero fall into the cake? I mean, it's funny, but just don't like the idea.
Now, why couldn't we have one of the hotter divas like Kelly or Eve
Oh,
Torres
yeah.
or the Bella Twins covered in cake instead of Vicky Guerrero? I mean, come on.
Exactly.
I mean, who wouldn't want? I mean, who wouldn't want to? At the risk of sounding offensive to Marla, there, who wouldn't want to lick cake off of Eve Torres or Kelly?
Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it.
I know Chris would want to lick cake off of Fenwick the Mouse. I know that.
Not Eve Torres.
Or in Fenwick's case, it wouldn't be a regular cake; it would be a cheesecake. Anyway,
Eve Torres has cooties now.
Eve Torres has cooties.
Yeah, remember when she was crunking with R-Truth? She got cooties from that.
Oh Lord. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
No, I think it was James just saying that's true. So basically, roundup of the show, we started off with Cena basically saying, it's the First Amendment. People are allowed to say what they feel. If you control that, you're basically challenging the First Amendment. So Cena wants answers from Vince McMahon in the ring that night because Vince is apparently flying down there. Then we start off with a first match with Eve and Kelly and the Bella Twins, which was a pretty cool match.
Now see, who wouldn't want to see those four divas right there covered in cake?
I would.
I would.
Now for some reason, I'm obsessed with cake. I don't know why. The cake is not a lie, goddammit. The cake is not a lie.
What is a lie is Tough Enough winning that Andy. They had a video package with him and his Silent Rage. To be honest, I don't give a shit.
Does, to be honest with you.
Then R-Truth basically has an interview with Scott Stanford and saying, there is I beat John Cena, I should be number one contender. There doesn't need to be a number one contender triple threat match between Del Rio and Mysterio and me. And then he runs into Del Rio and Truth calls him Senor Jimmy. The Jimmy thing is actually...
Wait. Senor Jimmy?
Senor Jimmy.
Yeah,
this is getting funny. The Jimmy stuff is getting brilliant. Anyway, then we had the tag team titles on the line with Otunga and McGillicuddy defending them successfully against Santino and Kozlov. And then all of a sudden, Zack Ryder's music hits, comes onto the entrance ramp, says, woo woo woo, you know it, and then
What
leaves.
the freak was the point of that? What was the point of that?
We'll leave that as a rhetorical question because I don't think anybody knows.
I think I might. The thing is that, Zack Ryder's becoming popular with the fans with his YouTube videos. So I think that's why the WWE gave him that one part.
Was he getting a part of
Actually,
that?
do you
to
feel...
to the tag title?
Well, let me ask y'all this, starting with you, actually. Do you believe with this giant internet presence that Zack Ryder is accumulated with his YouTube channel, but literally slapping the fans in the face by not giving him a proper push on WWE programming?
Possibly. It's hard to tell. They probably decided to just give him a little bit of airtime, so, they just gave him that 10 seconds.
We have that internet title, goddammit.
Oh, yeah, of course, the internet title was on the line this weekend.
Stupid.
A half ago.
The internet title was put on the line against Primo. He successfully retained the title. And,
Primo still with the WWE, huh?
Yeah, Primo is still in the WWE. That's a very good point. I just realised that. Then we see a bit with Sergeant Slaughter. And, Swagger says, challenges Slaughter to a match, and Sergeant Slaughter accepts. Swagger beats Slaughter, but then Swagger refuses to let go of the ankle. Evan Bourne runs down, and then an out-of-breath Slaughter grabs the mic, does the Pledge of Allegiance for the crowd, which is pretty cool, but why did they let Swagger win? They should have just let him lose to Slaughter. Come on.
I would think he possibly personally Sergeant Slaughter's choice. He probably sees like a little something in Jack Swagger, and I guess he you know, my only thought is that, you know, he saw talent in Jack Swagger and he wanted to help him look good and help him put him over.
They did make the reference that Sergeant Slaughter wasn't on the American side all the time, referring back to his feud back in '92 when he was an Iraqi sympathizer, when he took on Hogan for the WWF title, as it was then.
Yeah, that's the only time
you guys remember who his manager?
Nod back to the history, I think.
Yes, but let me ask you guys this, for those of you... That's cool, but let me ask you guys this. For those of you who remember... Rev, you probably remember... you know, do you remember who Slaughter's manager was, Rev? Back in the day when he was the Iraqi sympathizer, Colonel Mustafa?
Was it Colonel Mustafa? Or didn't...
Corporal Kirshner?
I thought Freddie Blassie represented him in the Iron Sheik.
He was talking about Dolph Ziggler.
Oh.
Guys, welcome to the show, Dashing Kevin Walsh. How you doing, Dashing?
I'm doing good, man. What's going on?
Well, we were just discussing what happened with Dolph Ziggler, Vicky Guerrero, and that hateful waste of cake from Monday Night Raw.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, that's what we're on right now. But do you guys remember that who Colonel Mustafa really was? That was the Iron Sheik.
I never knew that, though. Thanks for telling me.
No shit.
Then who was Colonel De Beers?
I remember Colonel De Beers. Oh, wasn't he like in the Universal Wrestling Federation in 1991?
He was in the AWA with Rick Martel. Back in those times.
Wasn't it Corporal Kirshner?
I don't remember Corporal Kirshner.
I remember some bloke that was basically...
Well,
he was certainly in the corner of... he looked like Saddam Hussein, whatever he did. That's why they used him.
That was Mustafa whoever. It was really the Iron Sheik.
Oh...
Yeah, is that Reverend Jake Slater?
I think it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, I am.
What's going on?
How are you?
Doing good.
I think Rev is confused, and so is Kevin. Everybody's confused. Speaking of confusing, main event Riley versus Miz.
Yeah, I think they're pushing Alex Riley too fast. I mean, they can't have him beat The Miz back to back and not let The Miz look strong going into, you know, basically Miz lost at the pay-per-view and then he continued to lose after that. I can understand Miz is already over and shit, but I mean, they got Riley as a newcomer just beating up a main eventer or a former WWE champion. They're not making The Miz look any good. So the only way Miz could rebound is probably win the Money in the Bank or get some success sometime soon.
The way it needs to work is with how it did, basically. After the match, Miz basically beats up Riley, smashes him in the, in the barrier, smashes him in the steel steps, smashes him in the table.
Yeah, he got the upper hand on him, but that was after he lost to him. So when I think every time they face one-on-one, I think it's kind of unfair if they let Alex Riley win all the time. Because anything, Miz is the more experienced person because he's been in the business since, how long has he been in the business? 2006 or some shit?
Something like that.
Something like that, I don't know. He's been around for long, so
yeah.
When you've got Riley as the newcomer, it doesn't really make sense that Riley keeps beating him. I mean, he's a bigger guy than Miz and all, but by build-wise, but
I think the main talking point, which I think will go to everyone, is the final promo.
That was one hell of a promo involving Vince McMahon and John Cena.
Yeah, but
they had everybody going. They had everybody going, whether Vince McMahon was being sincere with his comments or the fact that he flat out called CM Punk a punk.
You could tell though that Vince wasn't as in his execution of the promo. He wasn't as good as he was the last time he did something like this majorly, like 4 years ago. He's kind of lost his touch while he's been stepping away, kind of thing, from the product. He said that Punk was suspended because he wanted too much money. Basically, Cena goes, are you grapefruits turned into Pepsi, peach stones or whatever, and mocking him, and then used the almighty Jeff Jarrett words, "Don't piss me off," which is weird, considering this is PG.
Yeah.
Then references to Hulk Hogan as well, and you know, Cena should behave and not act like Hulk Hogan and throw his toys out the pram. And you know, the real reason McMahon says is because he thinks Punk's going to win and doesn't have any confidence in Cena.
You know, with that, I would like Punk to win, so maybe we could see a potential, you know, ROH invasion if they were to create that. It's impossible, you think, but, you know, it's a good way to open up to that, you know, storyline if they got some contacts with ROH, or if they're going to sign anybody from ROH to, like, form like a little faction.
Well, rumour was it they were going to be signing Colt Cabana, but anyway, we had, yeah, basically, if McMahon won't let him fight Punk, then that's freedom of speech gone. So then he just hands Vince the championship back and walks out the ring. Of course, Vince forgets that this is a title and actually drops it twice. Literally, and basically follows after Cena, and he meets on the ramp, and Cena says, "Okay, he's back in the company. You got your match." But
Doing it. Okay.
if Cena loses, if Cena loses, he's fired.
If he.
Yeah, but the thing that Cena should have done right at the end, when it, you know, had a shot on him, and the credits came up in the corner, WWE 2011. You should have just turned straight to camera, looked down the camera, and to all the little Cena fans and go, "Oh fuck."
I've got a question. I want to start with Chris here. You know, Chris, considering the CM Punk shoot promo we had at the end of last week's Monday Night Raw, and what happened with Vince McMahon and John Cena at the end of Monday Night Raw from this week, do you find that WWE is finally starting to step up their level of promos, execution style, and entertainment-wise? Do you find that they're finally starting to step it up?
It's about fucking time they do, because they've been like going down the shitter. I've actually so much that I actually started to consider watching TNA. So, but yeah, I give props to WWE for finally coming up with an idea that works and running with it.
Now, do you think that maybe this is just a preamble of things to come to get out of that PG-13
oh yeah, definitely.
Right now?
Definitely, because if they go back to what they were before, which I forgot what it was. I know it wasn't PG or PG-13, but if this is a preview of it, this is a good way to go.
Oh, I'm seeing messages in the chat room, Billy, which you might want to be worried about.
That being?
If Cena wins and keeps the title, you have to take your shirt off again.
Hey, now you know what? They're saying that. No. I'm not saying that. Nobody can make that bet for me again. That was a one-time thing. I'm never doing that again.
If you're watching on YouTube, or you're listening to us on the archive, in the comment section, just put as a comment, put the t-shirt on the line. If there's enough people putting that comment, liking it or whatever, I think we're going to have to do something about it.
Since when was strip poker?
Nobody's getting. Although, reminding that, you could also put the message on the WrestleGamer Show wall on Facebook at facebook.com.
Actually,
I'm going there right now.
You're taking me into a grave, aren't you?
Oh, come on! You haven't done it in a long time, and you know.
And there's a reason for that.
Come on.
Just don't check the Facebook page, whatever you do.
Hey, Billy, by any chance, do we have anything for coal mining history?
You don't have to put you don't have to put a question mark. Just put it either in capitals or in lowercase, or put the T-shirt on the line, or something, you know, something along the lines of, you know, that kind of thing. Because this is one of the, you know, if.
Speaking of T-shirts, this is very important. I went to the TVGuideChannel.com, TV Guide Channel, and at the bottom there was an advertisement for CafePress.com. And whose T-shirt was the first one in line on the TVGuideChannel.com with Cafe Press's advertisement? Whose T-shirt was the first one in line?
Mine.
Yes, it was. Whoa! On the TVGuideChannel.com for Cafe Press, which interests me enough, I actually went to CafePress.com and bought a long sleeve T-shirt.
What T-shirt was that?
Oh, I got a long sleeve black retro Harley Davidson T-shirt. Only $27. But I just wanted to let you know, Billy.
I think we're going to have to try and design some more merch there.
You've got national.
Actually, for the love of God, you are not making a T-shirt of me with my showing a picture of me with my shirt off.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna have to do something original. We've already had a picture of you with your shirt off.
No, they're actually going to take a picture. They're actually going to take a picture.
That shirt's flying off the shelves.
Where's the hot chick? Where did she go?
She's here.
What?
Actually, they're going to take a picture of you, Billy, after I hit you with a chair shot, and you got that big lump on your head. It's going to say, "This is what the Elephant Man looked like when he was a teenager."
Oh! Can I respond by saying, "Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name"? Kevin, I'd like to introduce you to Louisiana indie wrestling superstar, Mr. Nick Bondage.
What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing good.
Kevin is training.
Spread the word as part of the alliance, Kevin.
T-shirt online. I'm in professional wrestling. I'm 2 weeks into training.
Nick, do you have any words of advice for Kevin, who's training right now to be a professional wrestler?
Oh, have you just started training?
Yeah, 2 weeks into training.
Oh, okay. Well, what do you think so far?
I think it's awesome. I love it. Like I said, the bumps obviously they at first rattles you, but then you get used to it, I guess. So
yeah. Who are you training with?
IPW UK.
Okay. Who's like their head trainer there?
Some indie wrestler. I forget his name, but he's not anything famous or anything big. Not that I matter.
It's the same company where I believe
Magnus and Doug Williams sometimes still come down and do shows because they're still on the roster.
Well, my first bit of advice would be learn the fundamentals and learn your craft and learn your craft well. And it's either embrace your craft 150% or it just won't fly for you, or it just won't, you just won't mesh well with it. It's just something that you have to completely envelop yourself in and think about it nonstop. You have to eat wrestling, crap wrestling, think wrestling, sleep wrestling, eat wrestling, and so that's my piece of advice to you.
Definitely, yeah. Well, learn as much as I can, and like you said, pretty much make it your lifestyle. If you want to really go far with it, obviously.
Make it your lifestyle, and learn about the old guys, the guys that came before you in the business.
Yeah, definitely. In terms of respect.
For guys like me, you and me to eat off of.
Yeah.
Have we been? Who else haven't we been? I don't know if we got round to the.
Hey, in your training,
CM Punk questioning.
You want to add in your training, because I did it back in the 80s, you got to add in a healthy diet of drugs, alcohol, and midgets and nuns.
Well, I certainly don't do any of that.
Not even midgets. I'm disappointed.
Is that a female? Is that a female I hear on the line?
Yeah, it's a friend of Chris Rogers.
I would be a female.
And if she's a friend of Chris Rogers, she's jailbait. Stay away from her.
Oh, you're nice.
F you, Jake.
Listen,
wow,
I'm the guy that your mother.
Myself in that comment.
I'm the guy that your mother warned you about.
I'm
the guy your mother warned you about.
Well, I've got
My
some
mother
people
didn't warn me about any guys. That's my problem.
Well, you know the guy your mother warned you about? They all hide from me and Nick, so.
My mother didn't warn me about any guys.
like, well, the show has to break down every week, and it's just got to that point. Right. A
Okay.
few bits of news. There was a TNA event, a base brawl thing at, I can't remember where, but basically Ric Flair was supposed to be doing an in-ring appearance and some stuff, and basically Ric Flair refused. He did what he says he was supposed to do, which was do the autograph signing before the show. But he himself refused a request from TNA to go out and actually appear at the live event. Now, last week Flair got bailed out of possible prison time. We don't know who by, but it's believed to have been possibly TNA, which, if it was, is kind of a bit screwed up that, you know, the guys that bailed him out of not going to prison for 30 days, he basically just slaps it in their face and says, I don't want your help. So, you know, it makes me wonder if TNA, if it was them that paid the money, are actually going to go, look, can we have our money back and can you put him in jail for actually learning his lesson?
Now, I have a huge amount of respect for Ric Flair and everything he's done for the business. You know, if anybody... Now, everybody that tells you, everybody that knows me, they knows me as a huge classic Nature Boy Ric Flair fan, you know, fan of the Four Horsemen, you know, fan of his days in WCW and his early days in the WWE. But, come on, Ric Flair, give it a break. You're embarrassing yourself, and you are tarnishing your name by acting just, you know, like a douche. You know, refusing to do what you're contractually obligated to do, and then get thrown in jail, and go ahead.
Now, you know,
Nick?
it doesn't surprise me, Billy, the arrogance level of Ric Flair, because I've talked to a lot of people that actually that know Ric Flair and have had interactions with him, and as a matter of fact, I got a pretty funny story. If you guys have just a minute, let me tell the story.
Oh, go ahead.
About
No,
Ric
road
Flair
story, loving it.
and his arrogance level. It's not necessarily a road story, but just something I had heard from someone who had traveled around with Rick. But there was a party, and there was literally hundreds of women there, right, lined up to be with Ric Flair in any capacity, whether they were hanging off of his nuts or, you know, meeting him in a back room somewhere or what have you. So Ric Flair's buddy walks up to him and he says, Rick, he says, man, and this is back in his heyday during the Four Horsemen days when, you know, he was adored by millions. He says to him, he says, Rick, he said, you literally have 5 women under your arm. You don't have enough dick to go around for all these women. And he looks at the guy and tells him, I know that, you know that, but they don't know that. So that right there just goes to tell you the arrogance level of Ric Flair. Even though TNA probably did bail him out, he's the type of guy who would literally slap the guy in the face that bailed him out of jail and say, then tell him, turn around and say, I'm Ric Flair, baby, I'm the Nature Boy.
Kevin, do you believe that, you know, even though he's got a great legacy behind him, that what Ric Flair is just doing nowadays is just tarnishing his legacy? Kevin.
I've even heard of Ric Flair being on an airplane, right, in first class, in front of hundreds, you know, I mean, not hundreds of people, but multiple people riding on the plane and get butt naked and chase the stewardess around first class. You know? What? Because he is who he is. He is,
oh,
like
God.
he says, he may be the oldest ride in the park, baby, but he's still got the longest line.
Thanks to the miracle drug known as ginkgo biloba. Anyway, Rev, the same question to you. Do you believe that Ric Flair, what he's doing nowadays, even though he has, like I said before, you know, I will always say it again, I've always been a big fan of everything Ric Flair has done, but, you know, I don't know about you, Rev, but I honestly believe that what he's doing nowadays, he's just tarnishing his name.
I believed you at Huge when you said, I'm a huge Ric Flair fan. And when
Not
you
in
said,
that sense, Raph.
I believe
Now-
you as soon as you said I'm huge. I agreed with everything you said after that.
Now you gotta keep in mind and think also, back in the 70s, before we had internet and before we had the wrestling dirt sheets, the kind of stuff that actually was going on that never made it to the light of day. I mean, the stuff compared to today is probably child's play compared to that stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't have an incident like Led Zeppelin did with the mud shark incident. You know, if anybody knows about that, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Well, there's probably you're correct. There's probably lots of things like that back then that nobody knows.
Exactly.
Nobody should know.
So if you really look at it, he's been tarnishing his career for decades now. I mean, so it's just him, and that's just the way Ric Flair is. He's reached that godlike status, and believe it or not, I mean, even though he's doing what he's doing, he still walks on water. He's the wrestling god. Ric
No,
Flair,
you're right.
you know?
'Cause I mean, when you say godlike image, yeah, I mean it's like you can't. God's not going to retire. You know, God's going to go out perfectly. He's going to go out in a blaze of glory.
Exactly.
Okay, he's one of those people that is so addicted to the business. You know, he doesn't know when it's time to just go gracefully. Like go big or go home. That's what he's going to do.
And, to be honest with you, in my opinion, I'm glad he's still around. I'm still glad he's doing what he's doing. I'm glad he's not taking his shirt off. But, I'm glad he's still around. He's still kicking. He's still got his foot in the business. And he's still kicking ass and taking names in whatever capacity it is that he's doing it.
Hey, if Eddie's here...
Well, we're speaking about champions and stuff. Yes, Billy, I did do that thing about Jazz, don't worry. No, a couple of other interesting little stories, which relating to this Aussie tour again that WWE's been doing. Cena was being heckled in Perth by a few of the fans saying Cena sucks and we want Rock. And then
Wait. He's being heckled by what?
A group of Rock fans.
Okay.
And one of them apparently said The Rock makes more money than you. And Cena said, I hope somebody's filming this. I don't care what The Rock makes. I don't care whether The Rock makes more money than him. He's not an actor, he's a professional wrestler. And Cena told the haters that they can take their Rock shirts, turn them sideways, and stick them back in their drawers. The only time you're going to see The Rock wrestle is on April the 1st. You won't see him go back to wrestling full time. Which, you know what? That's probably true.
Which is still total bullcrap because if he's not going to come back to wrestling full time, and yet come April the 1st in 2012, the son of a bitch is going to be in the main event in WrestleMania 28, which is totally pissing me off royally. That the only reason why he's in the main event in WrestleMania 28 is because of his name, not because he's wrestling full time like John Cena, CM Punk, or any of the other contracted employees in WWE. No, the only reason he's the main event is because of his goddamn name, and I'm pissed off about it.
Hey, wait.
Whoa!
Did you say WrestleMania is on April 1st?
Yeah.
Well, April Fool's, Rock's not going to fucking wrestle then.
Exactly. As soon as I worked out that WrestleMania was April Fool's and they were saying Rock and Cena, I was just thinking, this is the longest build to an April Fool's possible ever.
Yeah, as soon as you said that, I just thought that, yeah. He's not, because remember when The Rock came back? He's like, I'm back after 7 years, I'm
never leaving. I'm never leaving. Where is he?
I'm never leaving.
And he's not hurt anymore still. Weird, huh?
Go on. How many fans would that piss off if this whole year-long thing between The Rock and John Cena just turns into be one big April Fool's prank?
I tell you right now, everyone would be fucking pissed because they wanted to see Undertaker versus John Cena at WrestleMania 28. If they fucking not do this match, I'm telling you right now, everyone is going to fucking riot WWE. I'm telling you, everyone is going to fucking lose out.
I know somebody who isn't going to be pissed that Rock isn't going to be there. What's your thoughts on that, Andy?
Well, I said before everybody was marking out that when The Rock came in, as he doing in, he's a has-been wannabe. plastic, whatever you want to call it, and everyone's still talking about it. To be perfectly honest, I hope he doesn't turn up at WrestleMania. It'll make my day. It'll make WrestleMania what it is. A show to watch with wrestlers in it, not actors.
But still, wouldn't that piss off a lot of fans?
I hope it does happen. I actually hope it does happen. That they don't wrestle. A big April Fool joke. That would be the greatest thing ever.
It kind of would.
By the way, wait, hold on, guys. Side note to Chris Rogers, fuck you. That's all I'm going to say.
What?
I just saw
the
your
post on Facebook?
Yeah. Fuck you. That's all I'm going to say.
No, right, I've changed my mind. You can either put the T-shirt on the line, or just to rub it into Billy, the T-shirt is a lie. Either one, or both.
Oh,
Spread
God.
the word. Every video. Come on.
Yeah, because
We've only got a week and a half.
these other people promised Ashley and I a poster burning, and well, we never got it. Ministry never got it. A lot of us never got it. Come on, Billy, give us
We haven't
something.
had a promise given to us from Billy in ages, so that's why I'm just calling it out.
I promised you guys that Big Bond is going to hit me in the face with a chair. I did promise y'all that, and it's going to happen.
Yeah, but
when?
Oh, sorry about that. I'm back.
And I promised when you got back from the laundromat, I would tell you the show.
Oh.
The hell?
What's that?
What the hell? Who did that?
I mean,
And Nick, can I ask you a quick question? When I get hit with the steel chair, will I ever be seen again?
Sure.
Get it on video.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry, it probably will be. A few
I
other
made my
side
10
bits of...
glosses.
A few side
I'll be
bits of notes.
I'll be selling those pictures for shows to come.
Are you gonna hey Nick, are you gonna take
Wow.
thumbtacks to the chair?
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Thumbtacks?
Quick side notes before
Yeah,
we go off the...
a thumbtack
Go ahead,
chair
Ashley.
with barbed wire wrapped around it.
Oh, but hang on, I'm trying to get the other tiny little bits of story and then push for next week again.
Go ahead,
TNA No Surrender has been confirmed for September the 11th this year, so that's going to have some huge significance. There's going to have to be some kind of silence or 10-bell salute to what happened 10 years ago on that night. I don't know whether I mentioned it. I didn't mention this one earlier. Scott Hall has voluntarily entered jail and going in for his 10 days for basically resisting arrest back last month. And CM put... Oh no, I've already said that one. Yeah, the final thing I guess I've got to promote is Jazz is going to be on the show next week on here on the WrestleDOWN. Billy will be tweeting it on like crazy and Facebooking it probably. You can send your questions in that way, or if you can, get on the line. We'll probably have Jazz on at the top of the first hour, have the interview at the start, and then we'll be shaking it and shaking it. Oh God, yeah, I'm
Giggity.
Sorry, AKB48. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, Ashley, excuse me.
Yep.
Did you get the news bite about the whole Triple H and Undertaker thing that Triple H is reaching out to the
little bit.
Undertaker?
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, apparently, due to all the senior people leaving, like Mysterio considering leaving, MVP left, Jericho's left, Triple H is on the sidelines, Michael's retired, Undertaker's injured, Punk's considering going. They want to try and bring the Undertaker back to the events, the Tate events, to try and bring like some kind of seniority to the roster in the back, because you know the guy with the most experience in the back now is probably either Cena or Orton, or possibly even Mark Henry.
Yeah.
Yes, nobody who's been there from the old time, like laying down the rules, you know. bringing out the best of the roster, which might be seeing why you've seen the...
Is Chris Jericho still part of the roster, or is he gone?
He's gone, but there's always the rumours flying around of him coming back. But
well, if he does, he'll be one.
Yeah, he'll be... He's going to be very... he's going to vent his
I can
stuff and
only
make sure
imagine what the locker room is like in the back now with all the chaos and all the young guys that are running around, and it's got to be utterly chaotic back there.
But do you think this is a possible return for Undertaker at SummerSlam again, or a build-up match for SummerSlam if this is true that he's really reaching out for him?
I don't think he's seeing Undertaker again until WrestleMania.
Gohan, keep in mind, Gohan, keep in mind, Undertaker's not as young as he used to be. I mean, he is up there in age. But as far as him, returning to SummerSlam, he might make an appearance at SummerSlam. Will he definitely wrestle at SummerSlam? I would say no, but I would say maybe appearance-wise, it's quite possible. An appearance at SummerSlam is possible.
I wouldn't be surprised either if you, to try and build up this hype, because it's in Los Angeles, California, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Rock jump in and try and get there and do a promo for their match. Whether it happens or not, who knows, but, I could see that coming.
Hold on, Gohan. Kevin, what are your thoughts about that?
About what, sorry?
About an possible appearance by The Undertaker at SummerSlam.
What would he actually do? Like, there's not really much for him to say. Apart from, maybe somebody can come out, interrupt him, and then there's a new feud for, I don't know, WrestleMania if he wrestles again, or something like that. But as far as The Rock goes, he probably will make an entrance and do a little promo because he wants to keep it buzzed, and in the end that The Rock and Cena's going to happen regardless if it happens or not, so he can keep on selling merch and God knows what else. I know.
Well, again, it's everybody's opinions. Ashley, you have any... Whoa, I hear music. You guys hear that? You guys hear that music?
Yeah. No, it's just you kidding. I hear it.
Ooh. Chris, are you playing music?
No.
It was Bondage, playing his music when he successfully hits you with a steel chair or something, I don't know.
Thank y'all so much for the support.
Shall we get on to final thoughts? My final thoughts, good week, looking forward to next week. We've been promised on Raw a confrontation between McMahon, Cena and Punk in Cena's hometown of Boston, so prepare for the booing to be at an all-new loudness.
That should be, yeah.
But other than that, need to mention this Sunday as well, there's going to be a pay-per-view prediction show as much as possible anyway for the TNA Destination X show. Let's say 2 hours before the pay-per-view starts, so that'll be 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, and 11 in the evening for people in the UK, and wherever else you are in the world, basically work it out from 11 p.m. UK time, because whatever.
Well, I'm gonna give quickly my impression of Destination X. It's gonna be a great pay-per-view because again, it has the two things that I loved a lot, which made me a fan of TNA in the first place. One, the six-sided ring. Two, the X Division.
Yeah. Well, if that's the case, from what I hear, you should be watching all wheels wrestling. Although I don't like the NASCAR attachment to it, because I don't think, other than WWE fan, I don't think NASCAR and wrestling go well together.
Hey.
No, they're not.
Hey, don't WWE go after you.
No, they've had wrestlers' faces on cars. Wrestlers, they've had like wrestling sponsored things. So it's good together.
Yeah, didn't they have to have like? Didn't they used to have like WWE monster trucks?
Yeah, but
there was actually a game.
I seem to remember.
Hold on.
No, I seem to remember Kyle Busch and Joey Logano driving their NASCAR cars into Monday Night Raw.
Oh yeah, they've had NASCARs on Monday Night Raw, yes.
There was a game
on
PlayStation.
I think the monster trucks was WCW.
Yo, it goes well together. You got wrestling and redneck, racing and redneck, racing and
The
wrestling
Monster
and
Truck
redneck.
was WCW, which was a classic moment, and then, as Kevin just mentioned, yeah, WWE Crush Hour. Shit game, but yeah, that's their probably only connection.
Always something else to redneck.
Should they even add merchandise as the toys go? Had like little monster trucks and all kinds of shit. I can't remember. But just ain't PG, is it? I was thinking.
Right, other final thoughts. Billy's had...
Wait, hold on. First off, before I go to another final thoughts, Andy, can you quickly get Chris back in? Can you conference call him real quick? Because I have something I want to say before we get to another person's final thoughts here. For those of you who didn't hear at the start of the show, yes, I was started in a laundromat. But, for those of you who want to know why it took me so long, apparently there was a dryer malfunction over at the washateria, which caused me to spend more money, but I didn't realize at the time that the dryer was broken. So I had to call the owner, wait for the owner to come down, refund me my money, and then dry my clothes in a totally different dryer, which took me even longer to do. So thank you very much, Public Washateria, and a big fuck you for doing that to me.
What is that horrible noise?
That's my... Possibly, I don't know. It's WWE fan plotting his revenge against Ashley for talking bad about NASCAR.
Because I didn't really care that you were at the laundromat. I even made a little story about you at the laundromat. Kind of like a joke, but at the same time. The girl walked into the laundromat and walked up to Billy and said, "Hey there, big fella. You got a roll of butters in your pocket? Or you just happy to see me?" And Billy just goes up and is like, "Of course it's a roll of quarters, you dumb bitch. I'm in a laundromat. Now get the hell away from me. I need 50 cents left over. I'm not dead."
Who needs enemies with friends like you guys?
It's funny because the way that story started out is how a lot of porn movies start out.
Unfortunately,
check the pipes. Nick, your final thoughts.
Well, Nick did bring up a point. Porn. Most of the places that go see porn, you need a couple rolls of quarters to make the thing go up and down.
Nick, let's get your final thoughts of the week.
Final thoughts of the week. Sorry I missed the shows. Didn't really sound like I missed really a whole lot except for maybe on Impact. Glad that they're giving so much emphasis to the X Division. I still think they would benefit from having a separate show, having just X Division matches on. I'm really sorry that I missed Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown.
Well, honestly,
my final thought for the week is
too much.
And my final thought for the week is missed opportunities at the washateria because it's a great place to pick up women.
And if you guys didn't feel that, was an invisible chair shot at my head.
You know where is a real good place to pick up loose, easy women? Abortion clinics.
Yeah, you know why? Because them girls put out.
Oh, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Daddy needs a dirty
stop
girl.
This and go to Dash?
Can we have your final thoughts, please?
Yes, we can. I would like to say goodbye and good night, all my loyal listeners and my fans and my friends. For unfortunately, for the personal reasons, I have to take a hiatus from WGS Radio. I'll still be on Skype. I'll still be on Facebook. But, unfortunately, I won't be able to do the radio show for quite a while. So, Nick, get Skype so you can talk to us when we're not live on the air.
Gotcha.
Don't really steal my Skype after he hits me in the face with a steel chair. Can let's go to Dash and Kevin Walsh and get his final thoughts of the week.
This is where you want me to promote a channel?
Yes.
Alright then, I want to take this time just to say, if anybody's got a YouTube account, or if you're interested in hearing about wrestling, go subscribe to WWS Alliance, one word of what the hell you want to call it. and me and Billy is a part of that group, and we all do like reviews and shit. And then, of course, if you want, go check out my channel, Dashing Kevin Walsh. You know, I'm not too bad. I got over 900 subs. I've been around that long. And of course, check out one of the hosts, WrestleGame.
While I pray for my immortal soul, let's go to Chris and get his final thoughts of the week.
Ladies and gentlemen, take my advice. Pull down your pants and slide on the ice.
Oh, Nick, call me after the show.
Oh, what?
Okay, Rep Jake.
Yeah, if you got some free time, I got to build up your confidence, but I got an address and probably a phone number for you.
Sweet.
Oh, God. Let's go to James and get his final thoughts of the week.
1-900-ASK rate.
Run! James, your final thought.
My final thoughts is that it's a good week. It's going to be interesting Destination X. And I want to see the spinner belt removed at Money in the Bank afterwards. That's all.
While I begin to ice down my head, let's go to Gohan and get his final thoughts of the week.
Well, please Undertaker, come back at SummerSlam so you can wrestle Buffalo, New York. In Buffalo, New York, where I will be going to see Night of Champions live.
Wow. Cool.
You little
Andy,
fucking luck bastard.
Andy, is there any chance you can convince the Ghost Cat to come protect me from Nick Bondage in the steel chair? Andy?
I don't think there's any hope of that. I think there's no hope.
Speaking of no hope in wrestling, what are your thoughts on the week, Andy?
Oh, no, isn't that that's kind of a crack on Andy if you think about it.
Well, no,
The only good thing I've seen in wrestling this week is the Vince McMahon and Cena feud. The rest of it was pants. Complete gone.
That's what I thought you were going to say, Andy. You don't watch SmackDown because you don't like it. You didn't catch Impact, so you didn't see that. And Raw was average, bar the
Unfortunately, I think Raw were a one-trick pony last week, and I think it's done its job. And unfortunately, they can't follow up with anything half decent, so we're back to the same old boring Raw.
Andy, can I ask you a personal question real quick?
Yeah, go on.
When are you going to stop playing My Little Ponies on PlayStation 3? Anyway, WWE fans, final thoughts of the week. I'm going to die after the show's over tonight, aren't I?
I'd
by
say
more than one person.
Dolph Ziggler
Hey, have you
is gonna
seen
be
what level I'm
WWE
on, though,
champion.
Billy?
Okay, one at a time.
WWE fan?
I
Jordan?
said one at a time. First, Andy.
Hold on.
We're going to you first, Jordan.
Oh, I thought Andy had to say
Sure
something.
For the love of God, don't say put the shirt on the line.
Put the shirt on the line. Put the shirt on the line.
Okay.
You know what? I hate to say it, but I think we should let the listeners and the people out there have their say on it. I think we should let them decide it.
Yeah, if you want to see it, just in YouTube or whatever, or on Twitter, just put the shirt on the line, or the T-shirt is a lie, or something.
Okay. In my thoughts,
Hold on, Chris. If Fenway takes pictures, I'm going to kill you.
Okay.
I'll try and make him be passed out that night.
All right,
thank you.
Last person to
wait,
get.
Wait, hold on. WWE fan.
Oh.
Okay. I'm very excited to see the Money in the Bank ladder match from Raw and SmackDown because The Miz and Kane, both winners last year, could do it again.
He's got a point there.
Yeah, but then, you know...
I'd say it's more in Miz's favour.
Yeah.
Again, side note to Chris... Again, side note to Chris Masters, fuck you.
And final word this week...
He knows why.
The Hitman.
What happened with Chris Marston?
I put
Chris
the
on
shirt
the
on the line all over YouTube and Facebook.
It's going every... Chris is just abusing it like hell.
You're part of a conspiracy, aren't
Chris
you?
Masters.
Well, that's what his name is on Blog TV.
Alright.
Hitman.
You guys come up with this,
Okay, Hitman the Al Snow Mark. Your final thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I've pretty much been enjoying the entire week, so nothing much to say. I think the Cena McMahon promo sort of sets up so many different endings to the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and I think TNA they're doing what they should be, in my opinion, in pushing their younger talent, and they're pushing the X Division talent, and it's cool to see. Well, pushing them more, I guess, than they have from what I saw last time, more than what they have before. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Oh, you're Billy's slightly relieved because Hitman didn't say put the T-shirt on the line.
You guys realize I haven't broken a sweat since 1994, right?
Put the pants on the line, though. Put the pants on the line.
Oh, whoa. I think Fenwick
We want to see uppers. We don't want to see downsies.
Oh God, I'm gonna die. Whether it be Saturday or next week or whenever I have to take
A
off
little
my
bit
shirt.
of One Night in Billy featuring Al Snow.
Oh, shut up.
And on that bombshell, it's time to close the show.
My eyes are bleeding. God damn it.
Thanks to everybody for calling in. Thanks to James. Thanks to WWE Fan. Thanks to Hitman. Thanks to Andy. Thanks to Chris. Thanks to Marla. Thanks to Ministry in the chat room who was there. Thanks to Gohan. Thanks to Rev. You know, hope the hiatus goes well for you, Rev, and that you're all right. Thanks to the man himself, Mr. Nick Bondage. Thanks to who else on the line? Thanks to Blake Dozer. He was on the line a little bit earlier. Thanks to Billy. Because
remind me to punch Ministry right in the face with that comment about putting my shirt on the line.
Thanks at all to the laundromat people, apparently. Thanks for me for coming up with the idea of put the T-shirt on the line. Thanks to Kevin Walt as well.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, this is Double B Billy Boudreaux saying, don't put the shirt on the line! Don't put the shirt on the line! Oh my God! Good night, everybody!
Hi, I'm Fenwick Mouse, and you're listening to... Fuck. Hi, this is Fenwick Mouse, and you're listening to WrestleDOWN, the discussion on wrestling now, dick. And I love to sell crack to my homies. So keep listening to WrestleDOWN and get down with WrestleDOWN. And by the way, I love my crack.
GCW presents live 100% chance of pain. July 23rd at the American Legion Hall at 3319 Veteran Memorial Drive in Abbeville, Louisiana. For more ticket information, call 337-366-7480.
While I do my squats, I'd like to remind everybody that WrestleDOWN, the discussion of wrestling now, is a production of WGS Radio and brought to you by www.thewrestlegamershow.com and also sponsored by Nick Bondage Condoms. Now in black and white. Nick Bondage Condoms. They're a chair shot in the penis. I'd also like to remind everybody that this Saturday, July 9th at the New Iberia City Park Rec Center, GCW presents Red, White, and Bruce. For more information about this event, please check out www.thewrestlegamershow.com. Doors open up at 6 with a bell time at 7. That is GCW's Red, White, and Bruce this Saturday, July 9th at the New Iberia City Park Rec Center.
Also, remember next Wednesday our interview with Jazz at the top of the show. Get your questions in on YouTube, on Facebook, or call in or get in the chat room, whatever, live next Wednesday the 13th. And just
Oh no.
I've received a text message from CM Punk for some reason. It says send this message to, hang on, I'm trying to read this. Velvet Sky, Winter, Anthony Lowe, Gail Kim, Melina, China, any other diva associated with wrestling. You have a vagina. I just leave Nicole Bass then.